Looking back on that time, it was such a cool experience for everyone. And then to really have it all culminate through a bunch of hard work and effort, across the team roster and coaching staff, to have it really come down to the end and have it be close and exciting, it's just a memory of a lifetime. I think these guys that were involved and the guys that were on campus, deserve a lot of credit for just buying into the idea that they could do it, and we were able to pull it off.
This was special.
It was right after the first of the year, and we went down. We went out to UNLV. We played at Las Vegas, and our guys. Here's David Schneider, big star of the show, coming in. We didn't win at Vegas, but we played really well. And our guys, it was against a strong field, and I felt like the momentum shifted. And from that point forward, they didn't look back. And just so proud of these guys. We battled all week. It's the longest week in golf, and to play that fine Texas team and do what we did today, I can't say more about my guys.
I think our off season was very important to our success later on in the spring. Had a frustrating fall, but we knew that we were a much better team than we were performing up until then, and our coaches pushed us pretty hard in the off season, and we all kind of had to reflect and see what each of us could do to help the team and be a better player, teammate, and all that. So the off season was huge, and we knew that that the results would come if we just kept doing the right things, and luckily they did.
I mean, I remember about the national championship in general, kind of towards the end there. I just remember it being such a long week. We had 2 or 3 really short nights in a row where we were getting off the golf course at 8 p.m. and then had some obligations after that, and then had to be up at 4 or 5:30 the next morning. And so it was pretty tiring there towards the end, but yeah, it was a super exciting week.
My game felt okay, but the course was very difficult, so it really punishes any sort of mistakes. But I remember thinking that, well, my best golf was in front of me. It's a long week, and I felt like each day I was figuring out the course. I played better the second day. Kind of once we were in match play, it was just, eyes looking forward to what we have ahead of us, and it was, it's just meant to be, I think.
Still, 9th hole, man alive, has given everybody fits.
Boy, has it ever. It's a tough drive. There are bunkers in play.
So now David Snyder, the junior from McAllen, Texas, majoring in history, has a par putt to send Stanford to this afternoon's semifinals.
Still like a memory that will be very vivid for me, and I'm just grateful that I was able to be there and have that opportunity to make the putt.
Give some respect.
Let's go! Yeah! Woo! Come on!
A lot of memories made there for sure. I think going in, we obviously had a ton of momentum going in, and we felt like we had a legitimate chance. And once we made match play, we knew that at that point, anything could happen. And I think with the depth of our team, we thought we stacked up well against anyone. And Brandon and I were obviously playing very well at the time.
Boy, Stanford's just cruising right now. Talking about Oklahoma State and Vandy and Texas, and they're just taking care of business.
They're making all those 5-footers.
We just had to make sure as the leaders of the team that we, put some points on the board for our team, and we had a ton of faith in the rest of the guys, and obviously they pulled through too. So it was just an incredible feeling that, I don't know if that will be topped in my golfing career. Hopefully it does, but as of now, it's definitely the highlight.
And with that, the first point for the Stanford Cardinal in these semifinals.
So he was down 4 through 9 this morning. He won both matches. He's never seen 18 yet.
It really is. It's hard to describe something like that. For me personally, a big part of golf is that even being on a team, I was on a high school team before this, and then coming onto a college team, no matter how I try to look at it, golf is an individual sport. Even if you're playing a match play against someone else, it's you against the course, and then you just compare how you do against the course compared to everyone else. And I always thought of how would it be possible to even build a team dynamic around that. because all it really does, or what I thought it would really do, is just make the victories a little less special and make the defeats a little less painful for yourself. But I think after having gone through something like what happened to us freshman year with the wins that we had, I realized that it's a lot more than that. And the connection that you build to these people that you've struggled with your entire first year, getting up for 7 a.m. workouts, practicing in the rain, practicing in the wind, you build such a strong connection that the win that we had, it means so much more than any individual win could mean for me. And winning for people that I do care about, and seeing their happy faces and thinking of how much work they put in and that I helped them achieve what they wanted to and I didn't hold them back. In that context, I guess the best way I can say is special. There's really, I don't think my grasp of the English lexicon is sufficient enough to describe it, but yeah, that's what I would say. It was very special.
You know, it's just cool with such a storied program to be able to say you're one of the teams that has done it. I mean, you think of all the great players who have come through here and won national championships, but even more so, all the great players that have come through and haven't over the last, what has it been, 12 years since we've won? I mean, we've had a lot of guys go out on tour, guys like Patrick Rogers and Maverick McNeely. I think it just shows how difficult it is and how special of an accomplishment it is. And so it'll be really cool to be able to always say that I'm one of the guys that was on a team that was able to get it done.
It's almost like asking what it means to be a Stanford student athlete. And if we hadn't won, just talking about that 50 years from now would have been something, and something that I'll carry with pride for the rest of my life. And so to add on to that, having a national championship during the years I'm here, I think is unbelievable to me, that we were the ones that did it. And for Coach Ray, having 12 or so years in between something like that, the national championship victories just goes to show how very successful program, how challenging it is still to win. And so feel very lucky, and to be able to open up those rings in the future, I think, and look at those and tell stories about the matches will be really special.
I always feel this, and I always say to the guys, like, Stanford golf is this massive enterprise in a way. There's so much rich history. There's a lot of people watching. We invest a lot of resources to be competitive. We believe that being a student and an athlete are not mutually exclusive, and that's hard work, right? So, and it's not almost what we did that year or last year. It's kind of a culmination of all those years of teams working through that, and that's really the sensation I had and the feeling I had when we were able to accomplish winning the championship, because that's something that will always be with these guys. It'll be something that I'll always cherish as a coach. As competitive as college golf has gotten, I just think that our guys and the way that they did it last year was a story that we'll remember for a long, long time.